The women who get the most respect in life are not the ones who demand it. They are not the ones who argue for it, beg for it, or explain why they deserve it. They are the women who set boundaries so clear, so calm, and so non-negotiable that the people around them simply adjust. There is a reason some women constantly attract people who take advantage of their time, their energy, and their kindness. And there is a reason other women seem to move through life surrounded by people who treat them with deep, almost instinctive respect. The difference is not personality. It is not luck. It is boundaries. But not just any boundaries. The kind that are set with such quiet certainty that no one even thinks to question them. Today I am going to walk you through 5 specific boundaries that will fundamentally transform how every person in your life treats you. These are not theories. These are the exact shifts that turn a woman who feels walked over into a woman who commands rooms without raising her voice. The first boundary is the energy boundary. And this is about ending the pattern of being emotionally available to everyone at all times. If you are the woman who always picks up the phone, always listens to the vent session, always absorbs other people's problems like a sponge, this one is for you. Being emotionally generous is a beautiful quality. But when it has no limits, it becomes a slow drain that leaves you empty while everyone around you walks away feeling lighter. They feel better because they dumped their weight onto you, and you feel worse because you absorbed it. This is not a fair exchange. It is an energy leak, and it has been disguised as love your entire life. Psychology shows us that people unconsciously assign roles to others based on how they behave. When you are always available, always willing to drop everything to process someone else's crisis, you get filed into the role of emotional caretaker. And the problem with that role is that it comes with an unspoken expectation. You are supposed to give endlessly and need nothing in return. Setting an energy boundary sounds like this. I care about you and I am not in the headspace for a heavy conversation right now. Or, I need to protect my peace tonight, so let us talk about this tomorrow when I can really show up for you. Notice what these phrases do. They do not reject the person. They honor your own capacity. The moment you start protecting your emotional energy, something shifts in every relationship you have. People stop treating you like a dumping ground and start treating you like someone whose time and energy are valuable. Because you told them it was. The second boundary is the time boundary. And this is where your self-worth becomes visible in how you structure your days. Your schedule is a direct reflection of what you believe you deserve. If your calendar is full of obligations you resent, favors you never wanted to do, and events you attend out of guilt, your schedule is telling you something. It is telling you that everyone else's needs have been prioritized over your own. A woman who respects her own time teaches every person around her to respect it too. This starts with something deceptively simple. Stop saying yes when your body is saying no. Most women override their own instinct dozens of times a week. Someone asks for a favor and before the word leaves your mouth, your stomach tightens, your chest contracts, and your body whispers, I do not want to do this. Then your mouth says sure, no problem. That gap between what you feel and what you say is where your self-worth erodes. Setting a time boundary sounds like this. I am not available this weekend. I have plans. And here is the key. Your plans can be doing nothing. Rest is a plan. Reading a book is a plan. Sitting in silence and staring at the wall because you need to decompress from a long week is a legitimate plan that you never need to justify to anyone. You can also say, I would love to help but my schedule does not allow it right now. No explanation of what your schedule contains. No apology. Just a woman who has decided that her time belongs to her first and to others only when she freely chooses. When you start treating your time like something precious, other people will follow your lead. Not because you told them to, but because your behavior made it clear that wasting your time is no longer an option. The third boundary is the tolerance boundary, and this one will change your life if you let it. Here is the principle. Whatever you tolerate is what you are teaching people is acceptable. If you laugh off a comment that stings, you just told that person they can say it again. If you forgive behavior without addressing it, you just gave silent permission for a repeat. If you stay in a situation that disrespects you, you are not being patient. You are being a volunteer. Most women have been conditioned to keep the peace at the expense of their own dignity. We smooth things over. We make excuses for people who hurt us. We tell ourselves it was not that bad, they did not mean it, they are just going through something. And every time we do that, we lower the bar for how we are willing to be treated. A tolerance boundary is about raising that bar and refusing to lower it again, no matter who is standing on the other side. In practice, this sounds like this. When someone makes a disrespectful comment, you say, "I need you to not speak to me that way." Say it calmly, clearly, and without a smile. When someone repeatedly cancels plans or shows up late, you say, "I have noticed a pattern and I need you to know that my time matters to me. If it continues, I will stop making plans with you." When someone dismisses your feelings, you say, "You do not have to agree with how I feel, but I need you to respect that I feel it." These statements are not aggressive. They are precise. And precision is what makes boundaries powerful. You are not attacking the person. You are defining what is allowed in your space. The women who are treated with the most respect are not the ones who tolerate the most. They are the ones who tolerate the least and do it with grace. The fourth boundary is the information boundary, and this is about understanding that what people know about you is what they can use against you. Oversharing is one of the most common ways women unknowingly give away their power. We do it out of nervous energy, out of a desire to connect, out of the belief that vulnerability always equals intimacy. But vulnerability with the wrong person does not create closeness. It creates ammunition. Not everyone deserves to know your plans, your fears, your relationship details, or your next move. When you share everything with everyone, you give people the ability to form opinions about situations they have no context for, to offer unsolicited advice that plants doubt in your mind, and to share your business with others who have no right to hear it. Think about the last time you told someone about a goal before you achieved it and they responded with skepticism. That skepticism planted itself in your mind like a seed, and for weeks afterward you found yourself second-guessing something you were sure about before you opened your mouth. That is what happens when you share too freely. Setting an information boundary sounds like this. When someone asks you something personal that you do not want to answer, you say, "I am keeping that private for now," with a warm smile and zero further explanation. When someone pushes, you hold. "I appreciate you asking, but I am not sharing details about that right now." You can also practice selective sharing. Tell people what you want them to know, not what they want to know. Share your wins after they are secured, not while they are fragile. Talk about your plans with the 2 or 3 people who have earned that level of access, not with your entire social circle. A woman who keeps her cards close is a woman who always has an advantage. Not because she is hiding, but because she is protecting what matters most until it is strong enough to withstand the world's opinions. The fifth boundary is the relationship boundary, and this is the one that requires the most courage. It is the ability to walk away from any relationship, any situation, and any dynamic that consistently costs you more than it gives you, and to do it without guilt. Guilt is the invisible chain that keeps women trapped in relationships that drain them. We stay because we feel bad leaving. We stay because we remember how it used to be. We stay because we have invested so much time that walking away feels like admitting failure. But staying in something that diminishes you is not loyalty. It is self-abandonment. And self-abandonment is the most expensive habit a woman can have. A relationship boundary means you regularly evaluate the relationships in your life with honest eyes. Does this person add to my peace or subtract from it? Do I feel more like myself around them or less? Am I staying because I want to or because I am afraid of what leaving says about me? When the answers consistently point toward drain, depletion, and self-loss, the boundary is clear. You leave. Not with a speech. Not with a dramatic exit. Sometimes it is a slow, quiet pulling back. You stop initiating. You stop being available. You let the space between you grow until the relationship finds its natural, honest size, which may be no size at all. Here's what you say when someone questions it. I have outgrown this and I wish you well. Or simply, this is no longer working for me. You do not owe anyone a 50-page explanation for choosing yourself. The guilt you feel when you leave is not evidence that you are making the wrong choice. It is evidence that you were taught your whole life that leaving makes you a bad person. It does not. Sometimes leaving is the most self-respecting thing a woman can do. The women who are surrounded by love, genuine respect, and relationships that elevate them are not the ones who held on to everything. They are the ones who had the courage to release what was never meant to stay. These 5 boundaries are not just rules for how to deal with other people. They are a declaration of how you have decided to treat yourself. Because at the end of the day, boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about honoring the woman you are becoming. Every boundary you set is a statement that says I matter, my energy matters, my time matters, my peace matters, and I will no longer apologize for protecting any of it. If this video made you realize it is time to stop shrinking and start setting boundaries that reflect your true worth, subscribe to this channel because we talk about feminine power, confidence, and self-worth every single week. Drop a comment below and tell me which boundary you are setting first. I read every single comment, and I already know you are braver than you think. I will see you in the next one.